When you're dividing by decimals, there's a couple of different ways of doing the calculations. So we'll just take a look at an example of how that works. Here's 6 divided by 2 4/10. So the very first thing I'm going to do again is I'm going to estimate using front-end estimation. 6 divided by 2 using my mental math. I know that's going to be approximately 3. So my answer is going to be somewhere around 3. Now I can divide by just not using any decimal places and just divide. So 24 into 6, I know that can't happen, so I'm going to add a 0 to make it possible. 24 into 60 goes, let's try 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. I subtract, so I have to regroup here. 10 minus 8 is 2. 5 minus 4 is 1. Now I have 1 digit in my estimate, so I'm going to need a couple more here. So I'm going to continue to add zeros and bring it down. 24 into 120. I know that 24, 25, there's 4 of them in 100, so let me estimate 5 here. 5 times 4 is 20, carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12. Okay, so that goes evenly. Good. So I have an answer of 25. But I know I estimated it to be around 3. So it can't be 25, or I've done something drastically wrong. But what I just have to do is place my decimal. So now I place my decimal right here between the 2 and the 5. And I know my answer is going to be 2 5/10. The other way to do this is to do it with the decimals in your question here. Now theoretically there's a decimal right there. And what I want to do is I want to eliminate any decimal that's in the divisor. And I can do that by multiplying this by 10. If I multiply this by 10, it becomes 24, and I have no decimal place, or at least the decimal place is moved over here, so it doesn't have any effect. But if I multiply this by 10, I also have to multiply this by 10. And if I multiply this by 10, my decimal place is going to be moved over to here. Okay, so that's what I do first. I eliminate the decimal place in the divisor, and likewise I move it here in the dividend. Now I'm going to move this decimal place up right here. It's going to move right up top in the same area, in the same place value area as it is down here. Now I can continue my division. 24 into 60, and I know from previously doing this over here that this is going to result like this. Now I have to add a 0 here. Bring that down, and this is going to be a 5. So my answer is 2 5/10. So I did that by moving the decimal place over in both these numbers here, moving the decimal place up, and placing it on the answer line up here. So I'm just going to show you another example using these two methods. Here we have 40 2/10 divided by 1 2/10. Now again, my front end estimation, 40 divided by 1, so my answer is going to be around 40. So let's start by taking out all decimal places and doing the long division. 12 into 40, I can use my mental math to know that that's going to be 3. It's going to be the closest. And I bring down the 2. And again, probably 3 is going to be the closest. Now, I don't have anything else to bring down. I estimated 40, 2 decimal places. I've got 2 already. I want 2 more than that, so I'm going to add a 0, bring that down. 12 into 60 goes 5, and that works out evenly. So I don't need to go any further here. And because I estimated 40, I know that the decimal place isn't going to be here because that would be 3. I know the decimal place is going to be here because that would make my answer 33 5/10, which is close to 40. Let me just show you using the decimal places. So I've got 1 decimal 2 divided into 40 decimal 2 First thing I'm going to do is move the decimal place over in this part of the question, move the decimal place over in this part, then move it up to my answer here, because that's where the decimal place is going to be. Divide like I normally would. 12 into 40 goes 3 times. And again, because I've already done this, I have a pretty good idea how it's going to turn out. Again, I want to add a 0 here. And my answer is 33 and 5/10. So I have the same answer as I did there, so my calculations are probably correct. So these are the two different ways you can do division. One is to do it without the decimals and add the decimal later based on your estimation. The other way is to use the decimals but eliminate the decimal in the divisor by multiplying it by 10 in this case, because there's only one decimal place. Do the same here and then move the decimal place up into your answer before you start working on it.